We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to your live boxing ego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to your live. Canelo Alvarez undercard got announced. Whoop-deef in doo-doo. Ego thoughts. We are back. We are back. Listen. Some people, a couple people reached out. They like, here's the thing. And I'm going to try to say this without being rude. Some people reached out. They said, hey, Ego, Canelo versus Skull undercard got announced. Are you going to make a video about it? What are your thoughts about it? I'm from the old school, people. Sometimes no response is a response. The card is trash. Obviously, my job in this game is to keep you guys fresh and in the know with boxing and let you know, like, I'm not moved by certain things. That card is no bueno. Like, the first 3 fights on it, I don't even know at least one of the people, if not both of the people, you know? And then they have Badu Jack. I don't even know where he's been. I know Jack, he's a cool dude, but I don't know his opponent, you know what I mean? Then you got Munguia, who had a cherry pick gone wrong, and now he's in the fight of his life trying to set that straight. And then the fight with Canelo, that makes no sense, that no one really asked for, you know what I mean? And then if he beats the guy that no one asked for, Canelo would fight Crawford, another fight that people didn't really ask for. It seemed out of the question, if you will. So I don't really have too much to say about the card. However, I want to talk about the Martin Bakole situation. Y'all got to just give me my credit. I know I got friend, I got foe. Y'all got to just admit I'm the best in the business and it's not even close, period. Everything I said about Martin Bakole came true. So first, let me start with Billy Nelson, who's Bakole's manager, and he posted a picture with his arm around Bakole. It says, back to Saudi, May 3rd with Martin Bakole. You will all see the real Bakole that night. Full camp spells danger. Now, some things people should just leave in their camera roll because no boxing fan is trying to hear that. Turkey called y'all. Bakole wasn't ready. It was obvious that he was fresh off the couch. He tried to play Superman and he got brutally knocked out by Joseph Parker. And now it's like this whole F.A. Ajagba fight that just got announced has taken a massive hit. It's still probably the best fight on the card, you know, but it loses a lot of luster when we just watch the man get knocked out in 2 rounds for any reason. Because it's kind of like Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. You can have it overturned and scrubbed and expunged from the record. All that's good, but people know what they've seen. So Bakole had real momentum. He had beaten Jared Big Baby Anderson, who had received a lot of praise as a guy that could be America's next great champion, right? And he made people pump the brakes on those conversations, violently stopping Jared Anderson. And he should have just went into the Bakole F.A. Ajagba fight, but instead Turkey had this quote brilliant idea to bring him in on super late terms to fill in for Daniel Dubois. And again, you guys got to just give me my props. I know some of y'all want to hate. Y'all want to hate so bad, but you can't be a hater all your life. Your boy Ego was on the front lines, and I told you that was a bad idea. This is why you don't see it's. People were praising Turkey for doing it too, which was funny because they're like, "Oh man, he really saved the card. This is a great save." And then the very next day, everybody's saying a different tune. They're saying, "Oh man, Bakole wasn't ready. No, he wasn't ready. Bakole was out of shape. I mean, what did you expect? Why would you expect this? And now his team is talking about, oh, the real Bakole is showing up. Bakole with a full camp is dangerous. Man, I mean, you made your bed. You sold out for the money. You took a fight, flew there the day of to have Parker, who had a full camp and career high 267 pounds, knocked you out in 2 rounds. You know, so it's like you can say whatever you want, but you really have hurt the career of Bakole by doing this. Now, this is another dumb idea to me. Bakole keeps saying stuff like, oh, Turkey, you honored your promise. Because it sounds like Turkey said, hey, if you save this event, you know, I'll bring you back in May regardless of the outcome. You know what I mean? And give you another payday. So that's cool. But what about CTE? Like, you're putting a heavyweight fighter in back-to-back fights, and there's less than 70 days between the 2 fights, and he's fighting a 6'6", and I've met him, F.A. Ajagba, a 6'6" African puncher who didn't just get knocked out brutally in 2 rounds. I mean, to me, this is stupid. And you're toying with and manipulating the career of people for these quick saves and, you know, money. Listen, Tank Davis said it, Boxer Ego said it. All money ain't good money. Like, if I had to get on YouTube and do things that were against my code of conduct, my ethics, my principles, my virtues, my morals, my credo, right? If I had to do that, then I don't need that money. There's so many other ways to make money. I'm not doing something that just because I'm getting paid for it. And I think that's what this boxing game is lacking. It lacks the integrity of that. You have a lot of, like, let's say boxing media. You have content creators in boxing media, and they'll sell out just to be a part of a fighter's team with not really many big perks. Like, it's not like the person bought you a Lambo or you know, bought you a mansion. You're doing this just to be around and get some extra footage and watering down your brand. And I'm not saying you can't have relationships with fighters, pause. But what I'm saying is, like, not to the point of becoming sold out to that other person and watering down your brand and, you know, making it to the point where you're insanely biased like the Haniacs. You know what I mean? It don't make sense. But again, 2025, a lot of people lack integrity. So I think it was a foolish choice for Bakole to do it for the money. And then now you're putting him back less than 70 days later with another heavyweight who can punch. And is he even recovered? Like, is the commission cool with this? Like, usually when people are brutally knocked out, there's a temporary suspension and provisional period to make sure they're really cool. Because it doesn't matter how it happened. You fought in a combat sport and you got knocked out. You look at guys, I don't even know, it's combat sports is crazy right now. You got guys like Greg Hardy, and Greg Hardy keeps getting sanctioned for fights, but he keeps getting hurt in fights. So, you know, we'll see how it is for Martin Bakole. They're saying it's the real one, but that also looks dumb to put that out, because if you're saying this is full camp real Bakole, then what did we just watch? We watched a fake Bakole, so we just watched him get knocked out for no reason. So it's kind of a spit in the face to the fans that they even allowed for that to happen, because you're basically saying you sent a half-ass Martin Bakole in there off the couch knowing he wasn't in shape and just rolled the dice hoping for the best. Like, yeah, we could just knock out and beat a former heavyweight champion who always plays spoiler and has fought the best, the Wilders, the Zangs, the Joshuas, right? And was prepared to fight Daniel Dubois. So you really sold the fans out too by doing this. And you guys praised Turkey for this. You guys praised him and said it was a great save. And now after seeing how it played out, now people see where I was coming from before. So that's why I'm just going to keep doing my job, and you guys will recognize me as the greatest to do what I'm doing in the digital age. That's what will happen in the end, because I said it, and it's at this point, it's becoming prophetic. Like, I'm looking like a prophet. People just like Jesus. You know, I'm not comparing myself to Jesus. I'm just saying in terms of people don't like the messaging when you're saying it, but then after the fact, when all is revealed, then that's when people understand, oh, that's where he was talking about. You know what I mean? When I put out the video about Bakole, I'm like, how's he fighting? And he got an IBF eliminator with F.A. Ajagba. And then now Turkey made some kind of deal with him. So he's not fighting an eliminator, but he's still fighting the same guy. But who cares now when we just seen him get knocked out? That's not really how it works. Turkey is using these fighters like cattle almost. And then we're just supposed to be excited for this Canelo Skull undercard when majority of the fights no one ever requested. And then the fight that's perhaps the best on it, it comes with the asterisk because we all just watched Martin Bakole get knocked out for no reason when he wasn't even involved with the February 22nd card until Turkey made him involved. You know, you see how that's problematic? And the funny thing is, what Turkey is doing with these mood swings and, you know, changing his mind and pulling people and trying to save the day and all this stuff off of ego and pride, he's hurting the brand further, because you said Ryan was fighting Pitbull. People grew interested in that fight. Then Pitbull was already fighting somebody. You didn't want to wait for him. So you said, all right, we're moving on to Rolly. What? Okay, now Ryan's fighting Rolly. But the third fight that you announced, it was supposed to be Ryan and Pitbull, Devin Haney and Ramirez, and then Martin Bakole, F.A. Ajagba. And it would have been Martin Bakole off of the Jared Big Baby Anderson knockout win where he had momentum versus F.A. Ajagba, who's racked up some wins and has power, right? But instead, you opted to try to fly in a guy with very little time, a guy who's 315 pounds, no training camp, and you end up taking people's momentum, not just with Martin Bakole, but also Josh Padley. Josh Padley is an electrician. I get it. You paid him. Maybe you don't have to be an electrician anymore, but he was an undefeated fighter off of the Mark Chamberlain fight, and you completely squandered that and ruined it. And now he's no longer undefeated, and he has a stoppage loss on his record. And so does Martin Bakole. Martin Bakole, since the fight with Michael Hunter, he had been winning, but now you're putting him in the same match that they were having for the IBF eliminator, but it don't hit the same because one of the combatants just got knocked out. It's like you can't, no amount of money is going to make fans forget the history of events and how it played out. So again, when Daniel Dubois pulled out, you should have pulled Zhang or Ajit Kabiel and then gave Joseph Parker one of them. You know what I mean? Because they were already training as heavyweights to be on that card, and he already fought Zhang. You know, maybe give him Ajit Kabiel. But instead, you played it, pulled a guy who was at home with family. He told you, wasn't training, was at home, chilling, and he wasn't in any type of shape. So he shouldn't have even been approved to really fight. He hadn't went through a camp, but it's in Saudi Arabia. It's the kingdom, so they can make all the rules. And then the commission just went with it. And then now we've seen him get knocked out. And now you're putting him in with another puncher less than 70 days after he was brutally knocked out. How does that even work? Imagine Devin Haney fighting Ryan Garcia, and then less than 70 days later, he's fighting Subriel Matias. I mean, this is just, to me, it's painstakingly obvious And it was before he even got knocked out. And this is what I said, and I conveyed that message. The videos are still up. I conveyed that message on my channel, and you guys didn't want to hear it. But now you look stupid because your boy Ego yet again was right, and now this whole scenario just looks stupid. And again, Bakole is potentially walking on a tightrope and wrecking his career, fighting all these guys, one without the proper preparation, and then after it doesn't go your way, to get another payday without adequate time to rest and recover from being knocked out. I guess the commission is going to approve him to come back and fight, but it's already, he's not fighting for the IBF eliminator. So why is he even fighting Efe Ajagba? So you saved the fight, but he doesn't get what comes with the initial fight. If you would have left him alone, he would have fought in New York with Efe Ajagba, which is what you announced. And then the winner of that fight would have been in line for a title. Now you're just giving him a payday and having him fight a dangerous fight, but there's no real prize. There's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, even if he beats Efe Ajagba. And you put him on a card that's abysmal with Canelo and Skull. It's just not really a good card. So there's a lot going on there, and I had to make this video. We unpacked. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that.